Hey YouTube. Hey, I'm out here at our property today and I came out here to prune the orchard. This will be my first time pruning fruit trees. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos out there. There's a bunch of them. A lot of them have a lot of good content. I may put in the description below some of the videos that I thought was helpful. But basically I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to try to get all these fruit trees pruned. Remember, we got apples, we got pears, we got nectarines. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think so. I always get nectarine, tangerine confused. Nectarines, peaches, plums. So, try to get these all pruned up, and I'll try to show you what it looks like afterwards. And all I'm going to be using today is, since these are fairly new trees, just planted last spring, I just got a pair of pruning shears and a pair of loppers, and that should be all that I need. So let's get started. This is a peach. It appears that, if I'm looking at this right, this looks like it's got fruiting buds all over this thing. So we're gonna have to clean some of this up. That's a lot of fruit. My wife would enjoy all that. It's too bad. I'll cut most of it off. Like I said, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, but try to keep this open here. I really do want an open vase tree if I can. Branch. That one's growing back in. That one's growing back in. That's dead. It's crossing. Let's get all the obvious ones out. That's pointing toward the other side. That's in. That's in. These are all flowering buds. They appear to be. I'm gonna assume. That looks like flowers to me. Boy, I wish I knew what I was doing. Oh, let's cut that. Alright, I like that. This one's growing. It came up and now it's kind of growing back in. I really want to take that whole thing out. It's not spread out enough for me. I like that one. I like this one. I may just cut it right there. My wife will kill me, but there we go. It seems like an awful hard thing to do to a tree. I'll take that one out too. Okay, now that tree looks dramatically different, but it's more open. Looks dramatically different. We'll see how that does. See if we get this tree branch to go that way. So a 1/4 inch above in the angle. Okay. Almost looks like I killed it. Maybe I did. Oh man, that tree guard's kind of brittle. Well, this here is my Fuji. My wife loves Fuji apples and Gala apples. So this is a Fuji, and you can see that this is seems to be a central leader style. Is how they pretty much. Sorry, I heard something. Pretty much cut this one when they pruned it from the, from the tree farm. It's not really what I want. I want it to be more open vase. So I don't know. I may hack this thing up pretty good. Totally different looking tree now, a lot smaller. All right, this is a red peach. That's a Georgia Belle, or a white peach. Belle, Georgia. As you can see, it's actually it's the only tree that we actually had some deer scrape on, and it's not in a cage. but that's the only damage we got since the spring, basically last year when they ate on the trees. So I think I did pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is just basically suckers coming off the bottom. We're just gonna cut those off there and clean this tree up a little bit. All right, this is our another gala tree here, and let's see if we can open this thing up a little bit. So first of all, this is probably the central leader right here. I'm gonna take it out, as I want it to be more open. So let me get the loppers. We're just gonna take that out of there. It's a pretty big cut. It's already becoming more open anyway, so it looks good. So here's what she looks like afterwards. A lot more open. Kind of topped it a little bit, cut it all at outgrowing buds, trying to get it to grow more outward instead of inward. See how it does, I guess. This here is a Santa Rosa plum semi-dwarf, and just look how branchy this thing is, man. It has got little branches growing off everywhere. There's a lot of cleaning up to do here on this one. Now this is a Ozark Premier plum, and it's in the cage pretty good. It's pretty branchy, also like the other plum, but it actually spreads out wide like you want it to, instead of up like the other plum tree. But I gotta take this cage off, and I don't know if I'll get it back on. Get to pruning. Well, there's the Ozark plum now. Quite a bit less branches on there, so it's opened up quite a bit. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm doing too much, but it's the first year. We'll see how it goes. All right, this is a Red Sensation. Is that what it is? Red Sensation dwarf pear. This is just a dwarf tree. Got to remember that. There's a couple in here that are actually dwarfs. So this is a dwarf tree. It should stay small. So I'm just going to try to hit some of the key points on this one, I guess, not try to overly do it. All right. This is my Sun Glow Nectarine, and it's a little branchy, kind of like the plum trees are. It's kind of bushy, so I'm gonna go ahead and thin this out, see if I can probably take off the lower branches, see if I can get a little bit of height of it out of it before it spreads out. See some of the tree wrap that I used to try to keep the animals off the tree. Looks like something still ate into that branch a little bit. Gnawed on that like a rabbit got up here and gnawed on that. You see that? So the tree wrap helped. It only got to what they could reach. Alright, this tree right here, this is my Bartlett pear, and it started this tall right here, and it grew over twice its height, or well, it over doubled its height, let's say that. So it was started out about 4 feet tall, and it added probably about a good 5 to 6 feet on it. This tree is very vertical branching. I don't know if you can see that, but man, they just branch out like crazy, and you can't. So every one of these I'm just going to try hitting a bud and try to get this thing to branch out sideways, because it's just, I don't even think I want that one. It's too low. I'm going to try to get this tree to branch out as best I can. So we're going to cut the buds, try to get them to grow toward that bud, see if we can get this to get wider, or else this is just going to be one tall little tree. This is a dwarf tree also, and for a dwarf tree, it wants to grow very tall. It's kind of odd. You can see the you know, there's the graft joint right there. I mean, it's not, you know, the top part of the graft hasn't set root or anything, but very much wants to grow straight up. We're going to shorten this thing up quite a bit. So that one goes this way. We want this one to go that way. It's going to be a pretty short tree when I'm done. This one, we're going to have it grow this direction. So it's going to come this way. That one's going that way. And this one, I would like for it to grow toward me, probably. Actually, I need to cut it farther down. It's too close. Let's cut it right there. Wow, not much left of that thing. I mean, you feel like you're killing these things when you're pruning them. This is just weird. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I come back here in like a few months and be like, wow, look at all this growth. And not a video that says, wow, look at all these dead trees, I really screwed up. So hopefully this works. Alright, the orchard's done. I got everything pruned. You see I still need a cherry tree to replace that one, and it is late February, but it is the 26th of February today, and I have seen trees starting to show up at your garden centers. So I'm going to start going around, start trying to find a cherry tree. This is about the time I bought my trees last year. I tried to get there early so that I could buy the trees that looked the best, the ones that had the biggest trunk or stem, the ones that looked the healthiest, even though, you know, they had no leaf matter on them. Just looking for a good tree, be the first one there to get the pick of which one looked the best and buy those. So that's what I'm probably going to do this week, is I'm going to try to get out, start looking to see what stores have started receiving their trees, and see if I can find me a replacement cherry tree, sweet cherry, for the van cherry tree that died last year, and hopefully I can find one. If not, I'll have to mail order one. But I would prefer to find one locally. I can get it probably cheaper than having to pay shipping. But the orchard is now trimmed. The trees look quite a bit different. If my wife was here, she would have freaked out, I'm sure, because she wants fruit. She would have probably thought I was killing them. Heck, I think I may be killing them. But I still got a couple fruit trees, apple trees that I planted for food plot, and I got some peach trees that I transferred up at the front of the property, so I need to go do that, trim them up as well. Before we leave today, let's see if we got any chicken eggs. There's two. Well, I don't know if you can see that, there's one back there. So he's not laying it in the nesting box. Alright, 3 eggs today. Our egg production is going up. It stopped for about the month of December and January. Didn't hardly get anything. Once February started though, started getting eggs again. That's the only bad thing about this door. Getting it to shut. Nope. 3 eggs. Let's see if I can get these home without breaking them.